Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. You join us on Between the Posts, the podcast that's going to round up the weekend's EPL action. And we are indeed rounding it all up because the EPL season is finally over.
No.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Insert some sound effects later here. So in a day of action that only had really two things that needed to be decided, the Premier League delivered with a buttload of goals, but we're going to go from the top of the table down to the bottom. But before that, let's check in with our resident experts. Ras, Farik, how are you guys doing after that weekend's action?
It was good. It was fun keeping track of Everton's up and down, or it's just a relegation battle.
Boo! Boo!
Okay. Yeah.
But
It's
yeah,
good. Yeah, it's a good weekend, I guess. Everton stayed up. That's all I want. I just wanted Everton to stay up because I know how much you love them, right?
Okay, we'll get to Everton in a bit, but let's start off with we know who are champions, we know who's second. Manchester United finishing third, pipping Newcastle to third place.
But do y'all see the trophy celebrations at the Emirates?
No,
the cup they received.
No, I did not see anything.
I didn't see that also.
Yeah.
A 5-star performance. Some were saying 5 goals, 5-star for the.
Really?
I think they got a trophy, right?
it was just a send off for Xhaka. That's all it was.
Oh, I thought they got a trophy for second place. They're talking a lot.
Oh,
they're talking
okay.
a lot for being second. I thought it was a
The
celebration.
the trophy is the gold on their sleeves.
Saka celebrating in the corner flag. Do you see that?
I did not see anything. I
They
mean,
have
because
wow,
they
no
don't
shame, man. These
they
guys.
don't hand out trophies to second place, so why would that occupy any mind space? Just saying,
Arsenal fans,
Yeah.
you're weird. You're a weird bunch, you guys.
Yeah, I mean, City closed the season off by losing their game.
Brentford doing the double over
Brentford
Man
doing the
City.
double over City, yeah.
I think it's more
Notable.
to just show Arsenal that how much they bottled it. Like, I can still lose, I can still lose games and you still can't catch me. Like if they lost against Chelsea, and they lost against, they still won the league, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, they were champions.
They're just showing. I think they're just showing Arsenal, just rubbing in their face, like, yeah, I don't have to do anything. Actually, y'all did the job for me. Wow.
What was that? There's nothing that you can do to me that I haven't done to myself. That's Arsenal this season. Okay, so Manchester United finishing third ahead of Newcastle, by virtue of their victory over Fulham, and Newcastle drawing with Chelsea. Chelsea finishing with their worst points total in I don't know how many years. I lost track of the statistics. But there was one interesting statistic.
Kieran
Kieran
Trippier,
Trippier.
third highest scorer at Stamford Bridge this
Yes,
season.
Yes.
That is wild.
Yeah,
That
amazing.
is wild.
The other statistic that's also quite amazing is that the point swings, comparing last season to this season, Manchester United recorded a 17-point improvement. Newcastle,
nice.
22-point improvement. And at the bottom of that particular table, Chelsea with a minus 30
Wow.
performance compared to last season. So, yeah, one last word, guys, on Chelsea for this season.
I think all Chelsea fans just wanted it to end, so I think they're just relieved.
I
Yeah.
think the suffering is over for them. Like the suffering is really over. Like there's no other games to look for them. I think just this is the season they just forget.
Yeah.
Rebuilding, right?
Yeah.
Boli rebuilding this
I
this
think
team.
Chelsea might be the first case of we buy players first and then we get rid of what we don't need. Because usually it's the other way around.
Yeah.
Managers will get rid of the players they don't need and try to fill in the gaps
Yeah.
after that. But I think Boli is just okay, we'll just get whoever you need. You need this guy, you get that guy. You need that guy, you get that guy. And then we'll get rid of whoever we need to at the end of the season.
Actually, I disagree. Actually, a lot of teams just buy first. Like United kept on to a lot of players.
Yeah, but not to Chelsea's level.
Yeah.
Though.
I mean,
not to
Chelsea-
$600 million
Chelsea's
worth.
just I think
Yeah.
Top Boli saw nobody done this. Let me do this.
Yeah.
Let me
Let me play real life
Yeah.
football manager. Yeah.
but not even Football Manager won't allow you to buy more than.
I mean, there is a
players, 'cause
budget for a
there's
reason.
There's a
Yeah,
cap also
yeah.
of the players you can have
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
Football Manager, but this guy just wants to
FFP.
be that guy. I can buy anything I want. Then I'll see how later. If I want to keep them, just leave them. But Chelsea has been having a lot of players in their club for a long time. Even during the Abramovich era.
Yeah.
But 70% of them on loan to Vitesse.
Yeah.
They had crazy amount of players. And so I think that Todd Bowley didn't know. He just he thought that was the way, but he didn't know he had to loan players out. He's like, oh, Abramovich had like 40 plus players on it, but
Yeah.
half of them are loaned out, but you're keeping like 35 first team players in your team.
Changing in the corridors. That was
Wow.
the
Yeah, that was just sad. But I think looking at Chelsea's team,
Mhm.
there is sort of I would call it like two generations. I feel like that Abramovich generation needs to move on. Not because that
Yeah.
they're not good players, but I think it's just there's this sort of like weird hangover of like this,
Aspilicueta immediately comes to mind.
Must be he's been there a long
He's
time.
been there a long time. Isn't he their current longest serving player? If I'm not
I
mistaken.
won't be surprised
Yeah.
because I think
Yeah.
he transferred when he was young. I think like 20.
And now he's old.
Or 23, and now I think he's like
Yeah.
30.
He's in his 30s. Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
37. I think he's been there very long. Like he was like
He
one of
absolutely
those
has
guys
been
that
there
just
a
stayed
while.
all the way.
Yeah.
I just realized because I'm looking at the squad list on the official Premier League website.
Mm-hmm.
Chelsea have 6 goalkeepers registered.
6.
So there's Kepa,
Wow.
there's Mendy,
Mm-hmm.
there's 4 other reserve keepers, of which I think 2 are youth keepers.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't really count the youth
Yeah.
keepers, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, yeah. We're gonna close the lid on Chelsea though, because like we're literally we're figuratively beating a dead horse. So yeah.
Let's go
at
to
this
the
point.
let's go to the top of the table. Like actually the points looking at the table now.
Yeah.
Man City finished 89.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's the
Arsenal-
lowest total in
Yeah.
quite a while.
Arsenal
Yeah.
84,
Mm-hmm.
United on 75.
Mm-hmm.
So actually the gap between Manchester United and Man City is not as far as what people say. And even the
Yeah.
gap from Manchester United to Arsenal, because at one point Arsenal were talking about finish on 93, 94 points. Oh my, we won't win the league finishing 94.
You want
Okay, you're 84, okay? I don't understand this 90. It's like 14 points difference from the top. So United is 14 points and Newcastle is 18 points.
Yeah. Okay, you want another statistic? Manchester United have not lost a game since the first day of the season, right? Which was the loss to Brighton
At
Okay.
Old Trafford.
At home.
at Old
Yeah.
Trafford. Yeah, at home, right? These are home
Yeah.
games. They have won 15 and they have drawn 3 and
Yep.
lost 1. Now, that is title winning form.
It's
at
the
home.
way form, yeah.
Yeah,
The
it's
problem
the
was
away
the
form
way
that was the
form, yeah.
problem. Yeah. Mm.
And
But-
actually, to add to that, I think some people do like criticize Solskjaer's reign in terms of like it's even though he did
Vibes FC. Yeah.
But he did well away, you know. But
yeah,
Chelsea-
that's the thing. He had the longest unbeaten record in EPL.
Yeah.
He,
Yeah,
he went
away,
went an
record.
entire season unbeaten
Yep.
Yeah.
away. Yeah.
So it's, I think that this is like the frustrating thing as a Man United fan. The past few seasons is that it's so wishy-washy.
Yeah.
The form
Yeah.
you can be good one moment and they can be just total shit the next moment. And
Yeah.
there is no. You couldn't really figure out what you couldn't tell because sometimes you had the same players, you had the same team starting 2 games in a row, and suddenly they would just be.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing sort of happened this season. Like we got hit 7-0 by Liverpool.
Liverpool, yeah.
Then we're still miles ahead of
Yeah.
Liverpool on the table.
I think it was just a couple of weeks earlier that United had beat City 2-1.
Yeah.
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 So it's like, the Jekyll and Hyde thing is probably going to continue until Ten Hag gets the players that he actually like really, really wants in, and whether they're another preseason being drilled into his
Yeah,
system.
but I see, like, given the difference in points, like 14 points ahead, and given how atrocious our away form is,
Mm-hmm.
that's just fixing 5 games away. If you win 5 games away,
Yeah.
you win the league.
Yeah.
That's the difference of why United didn't win the league.
Yeah.
It's just the away form.
Yeah.
I mean, but credit where it's due for Ten Hag.
Mm-hmm.
He did not he did not like put all his eggs in one basket and just focus on the league or getting top 4.
Yeah.
Every competition he put out a strong team. Like he
Yeah.
wanted to win everything.
Yeah, I think-
Whatever he could win, he tried to.
Which is what you want in your manager.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Even
not
if-
like some.
Even
some
the last
folks,
match against Fulham, like you would thought since top 4 was secured, you would think that okay we can just play
Let the
league
kids play, right?
Yeah, but I think that's how competitive he is. Like, no, we wanted. I think they want to get
Yeah, I'm,
aside from the money and whatnot, but then it makes a statement, I guess,
Yeah.
of your intent of like, okay, we really want to chase for the top, and we're not just content with top
'cause
4.
truth of the matter is, right, every season you will play in the Carling Cup, the FA Cup, and
it's called the Carabao Cup now, not the Carling Cup.
sorry, Carabao.
Carabao
Carabao Cup and FA Cup, irregardless of your standing in the table.
Mm-hmm.
So like, it's not like, oh, we have to qualify for the FA Cup. No,
No.
everybody has a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
if you have a chance, means you have a chance to win. If you're in it, means you have a chance to win. So, like Arsenal fans saying that putting like giving up all these small competitions because they gone up for the big prize, it's a bit wild.
I think
Because
To win the FA
no,
Cup, you need to
given-
win. You need to win 6 games to win the FA Cup, right? You need to win
as a Premier League team. Yeah,
as a Premier League team, right? And then to win the Carabao Cup, you need to win also 6.
about 6
Yeah,
games.
6 games as well.
because a lot of fans are talking about United's Carabao Cup victory, like because we got an easy road to the final. I mean, it's not we didn't. It's not our fault we got an easy road.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
not.
you,
It's
you,
like,
you
if
can
put
only
yourself,
beat. Yeah,
if you put
what's
yourself
front
in
of
that
you.
situation,
Yeah.
then you'll get rewarded. Like Southampton beating Man
Yeah.
City.
Yeah.
Who called it? Like, we're just lucky we got into that side. But
That's
you only get
officially
lucky.
relegated Southampton.
I mean, I don't believe there's such thing as luck. Yes, a bit. But if you put yourself in situations, then you get rewarded.
yeah.
See, if Arsenal put their strong team, I'm sure they would have gotten 1 trophy at least.
Yeah.
They'll still be doing quite well in the FA Cup, but they just neglected all these competitions because they felt they was too small, which is not a mindset you want going into the next season. Because now your expectation as a club is elevated to the next level. Next year you can't tell fans like, we're gonna scrap all competitions and just focus on the league. They will not accept that anymore because
Yeah.
of how well you did in the league. They expect you to like push on.
Yeah. Push on.
Yeah, and now you're gonna compete for Arsenal 4 competitions or 5.
And I think to add to that also, like, yes, you've gotten this far this season, but you're only gonna get better because you're gonna bring in players. I highly doubt they're gonna or maybe Xhaka, maybe a couple of the older players, but you're gonna want to improve
Yeah.
the team.
Yeah.
And if next season you're still just gonna feel, oh, now we're gonna go for the title because we were so close
Yeah.
last season, that I feel is not enough. You have to push for your cup competitions.
Yeah. You can't just say, oh, like it can't just be only the title, right? Like if you fancy yourself as an elite team,
Yep.
then you have to aim for more than 1 competition
So
per
now
season.
you continue, sorry.
Yeah. And it's like if you don't, maybe it's a roundabout way of saying that is small club mentality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like now the excuse that next year I feel like Arsenal as a football club might come up with for the players is that, we're not used to competing on fronts. Because now this year they only put their focus on the league and they didn't do it. Now next year's a new challenge because now they have to readapt to playing Wednesdays and
Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
Tuesdays
yeah.
and Wednesdays and get back ready to playing on the weekend and competing. There are a lot of breaks. FA
Yeah.
Cup. Now if your fans are like, oh, next year we're gonna win all. I think the Arsenal fans are talking about winning the UCL. It's a young squad. Yes,
Yeah.
it's a very young squad. Are they able to cope with the amount of games?
Yeah,
You
I
see
mean,
they played one of the fewest games for a team competing for the league. Very
Yeah.
little, like compared to Man City. I mean, compared to Manchester United, even Newcastle, I think Arsenal has played less games than the most of the top 4.
yeah, and also like when you talk about competing on multiple fronts, right? Like they do have to reinforce no matter what, right? I mean, it took 1 injury to the Saliba, and then their season just completely fell apart after that. And it's like,
But that's a myth,
And
man.
the thing is, right, I thought that with Gabriel Jesus out after the World Cup, like that was gonna be their biggest hurdle in the season. But obviously, we saw a lot of the attackers stepped up. You had Nketiah, you had
Yep.
Saka, even Martinelli and Trossard especially. So, from a forward line perspective, they overcame that hurdle of because Jesus was scoring like for not freely, but he was there to finish chances off for Arsenal. But Gabriel Jesus came back and he thought like, okay, they can finally have that push. And then Saliba's gone and then suddenly they collapse.
But the Saliba injury like affecting Arsenal, I feel it's a myth. Because if you go and look at the stats when Saliba was there and when Saliba left, actually after the World Cup when Saliba was still playing, the goals they conceded before he got injured after it's around the same. It means they already had defensive problems. But it's very easy because now they can say because Saliba is their best defender. It's very easy when he got injured. That's the reason.
apparently he's gonna be bigger than Rio Ferdinand and Vidic combined.
But
At least that's what
He alone.
But
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
that's what we hear.
the issue was that even the numbers are similar. The drop off from Saliba to Holding, like no offense to Rob Holding, but I think the way that
This is going to be offensive to Rob Holding. Yeah.
but the way that Saliba operates is very different from the way
Yeah.
Rob Holding operates. I think
Yeah.
Saliba, the reason why he gets that comparison with Ferdinand because he reads the game very well, whereas Holding is your typical English, like I'm just gonna be in your face kind of
The
like.
Terry Butcher, the Terry Butcher type. Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
boy, I'm old.
I think it's progressive. Like Arsenal fans say, it's like it's like Lisandro Martinez for us. That progressive defender.
Yeah.
Because he brings the ball up.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you want to use that as an excuse, sure. But yeah, the trophy you didn't get.
Nah. I mean, we talked about it a few weeks ago, ladies and gentlemen. Was ago. So you don't remember where we came to the agreement that the main problem with Arsenal is that they don't have enough winners in the team.
Yeah.
So
And
yeah.
I caught some flack because they said that Gabriel Jesus and Zinchenko are winners. But if you were to look at them as personalities, I feel like they are not the kind of yes they've won with Man City, but they I don't think that they were the driving force.
I'll put it this way, okay. One of the most famous football pictures of all time was when Man U were lifting the Champions League trophy, right? And in the background, highest above everybody else is David May. Right? Y'all remember David May?
Yeah.
You wouldn't. You were only 2 years old at the time. The thing is that if David May then transferred to another team, I think he played for Blackburn.
He's my uncle.
Right. The thing is that David May won a European trophy, but then would David May lead another team to the European Championship? You know, that's the comparison. that
It's
we're
the
going
same
for.
thing
Yeah.
for when Mikael Silvestre went to Arsenal.
Yeah.
He's a good defender. There's no doubt about that. But
Had a absolutely beautifully raking long pass in him.
yeah,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean that he was gonna be the kind of guy to like rally.
Turn them into title
Yeah.
winners. Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
So
Yeah.
I think that's like I don't discredit that Gabriel Jesus and Zinchenko are winners with Man City, but I feel like as driving force, as characters within a team, I think they just don't have that kind of personality that would push, especially a very young team, very impressionable team,
Yeah.
to that next level.
Jesus and Zinchenko weren't the forefront of like the Pep's team. Like they weren't like they were just the in guys.
Role players, I
Role
think.
players.
Wasn't
Yeah.
Zinchenko like sort of playing second fiddle to João Cancelo?
He was playing like the thing about Zinchenko was that he's always like third option, because sometimes when Cancelo wasn't playing, they rather play Nathan Ake. He was like whenever there was really like there's like no other choice than Zinchenko come. I don't think you build personality and from doing that. You're just a role player. How can you like emulate like what the leaders on the field do? You come in there, you don't really have a voice in the Man City team. You're more of a follower. Okay, go and do this. Okay, you're not leading anything. So how can you take yourself from that and go into Arsenal and expect them to lead? Like, you don't see Jesus being vocal in the Man City squad. He's not the one directing De Bruyne where to go. If Arsenal got Gundogan instead of those two, then you can expect that kind of mentality, because he is that driving force. Like, go and do this. Like, that's what they expected from Jorginho. That's why they bought him. But I don't feel like Jorginho is that guy also. Like that kind of vocal kind of guy. He's just there.
Yeah.
In that Chelsea team, the driving force was, or the leader of leaders was Thiago Silva. He was the one that was doing all that. So like, good players to bring in, but expecting that from them, that was a bit too much. Like they didn't even say that they were leaders coming to the club. They're like once they got transferred over, all the Arsenal fans, we bought leaders. Like suddenly like Zinchenko and Gabriel Jesus are like leader of men. I don't understand that. Too much pressure on them. I don't blame them. But it's like unnecessary like what's that? Unnecessary pressure on them, because they didn't buy into that. They didn't. I think the contract they signed wasn't like, you're gonna be leaders of Arsenal. It's just like, you come in to improve the squad. Yep, they really did improve the squad, but expecting more from them is a bit too much.
Okay, that's fair.
They don't have leaders like Everton, right? Tarkowski and the bunch.
We'll talk about Everton in a bit, but let's go down the table a little bit more. All the results confirmed over the weekend. Aston Villa, with a victory over Brighton, have confirmed their spot in the UEFA Conference League, ensuring that Tottenham, who ran out 4-1 winners on the final day, did not snatch the final European spot. Unai Emery at it again, with his European Midas touch. So we have Liverpool and Brighton in the Europa League, and Villa in the UEFA Conference League. So thoughts, guys, on this particular contingent of European attendees?
Unai Emery should be the manager of the season, in my eyes.
Yeah, that
From
Villa
where he
team
brought-
was almost in relegation.
They were.
Mm.
They
Yeah.
were in relegation.
Mm.
And he came in and he stirred the ship in. I think before he came in, I don't think he's what they expected from him was this.
Mm.
I think they just wanted to say, okay, maybe top 10 finish.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
But the way he has galvanized that squad.
Yeah.
To get 7.
Mm.
Wow.
And he didn't make big changes to the squad. He didn't
No.
really.
He didn't
do
buy-
anything.
he didn't buy
It's
many-
the exact
yeah.
same squad for the most part.
He didn't buy anything in
exactly.
January
Yeah.
also.
Mm.
Yeah,
Oh, he
and-
did. He bought the Moreno.
But he was backup. He doesn't play.
Moreno
He's
plays.
regular.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's-
okay. I think the disappointing thing about Villa this season, or at the start of the season, was that I thought Coutinho was going to play a bigger part for them
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
because he has experience in the Premier League. He has done bits with Liverpool, and I think that drop off ever since he went to Barcelona, I think he hasn't shaken that off.
Yeah.
And it's sad to see
It's
because
a hangover, yeah,
yeah,
from Barcelona.
like,
yeah.
it's sad to see because he did show a bit of spark last season, and I thought that was going to carry over to this season, but unfortunately that didn't play out. But look at the players stepping up. You have Ollie Watkins,
Bunda,
you have
Buendia.
Buendia.
Jacob Ramsey.
Yeah, Jacob Ramsey.
You know, Ashley Young still doing it
Yep.
at 38.
Yeah.
You know, at right back.
Leon Bailey.
Yeah.
A lot of them played their part. Like I feel like they really bought into that Unai Emery system,
Mhm.
and they get like you can see the way they play. They give a lot of passion.
Yeah.
I think the standout player when after Unai Emery took over for me was Watkins is one,
Mhm.
but also Douglas Luiz.
Ah,
He looks
yeah.
he looks like a different player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Under Gerrard, trash. I think it's a manager. That I don't blame the players. What do you expect from a player that hasn't won the Premier League? You can't expect much. Anyway, so
Liverpool catching strays again.
I was also actually quite surprised by another player in Villa's team who seems to thrive under Emery and who you'd never peg him as an Unai Emery player, and that's John McGinn.
but he is because I think he is a Unai Emery player because he works hard. Like Unai
That's the
Emery-
thing, though. It's like he's
yeah.
work hard, but he's never, but he's shown like touches of flair that I never thought that he.
Yeah, he doesn't look like a guy
Yeah,
with tech
he
at all.
really.
You would just expect him to be the hard man, but
Yeah.
he's been like he's somehow been transformed into a
Surprising,
European
yeah,
style
yeah,
player.
yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
John McGinn, okay. I mean, you know, and he's also one of those players that like, you know, you'd hate him if he wasn't on your team because he's also got a little bit of an edge to him.
He's like
a little bit of
Robbo.
a
He's
shit
like a
house, yeah.
centre mid version of Andy Robertson. They play the same way. It's like 100
Yeah.
miles an hour.
Mm.
Shithousery. Like if
Yeah.
if they tackle you and you're on the ground, like holding your leg, they'll go there and laugh at you. Like
Yeah.
he's just there to get into your head. Like he's
Yeah.
very good at that. I see that the way he plays, right? But he looks like a player that doesn't have any tech, but actually on the ball.
Exactly.
And
That's
and
the
he
that's
has-
the
and he
that's
has
the surprise for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then,
that's
and
why.
he has a good shot on him.
Yeah.
Like some of the times I've seen some of the shots he takes, I'm like, wow, I didn't know he doesn't look like he has that in his locker, but
Yeah.
big
But
ups to that,
apparently
yeah.
he does. So yeah. And Tottenham, abject season finally drawing to a close. Their only consolation is that they finished above Chelsea, I guess. But yeah, Harry Kane has finished the
30
season
goals.
with 30 goals in a let's be kind and say in difficult circumstances. 2 on the final day. Another statistic for you guys. Harry Kane has now got the outright record for the most number of goals scored on the final day of the Premier League season. He has 11 throughout
Wow.
his entire career. So quick thoughts. Where does Kane go from here? Where does this team go from here, and where does Kane go from here?
Well, the team is going nowhere.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Okay, that was short.
But
short and
they
sweet. I
don't
like
even
that.
have a manager lined up, right?
No, they don't.
Yeah.
No, they don't. Yeah.
I think that's the thing with their position in the league.
Mhm.
No manager was gonna be like, okay, I will sign and I will take over because there's no guarantee of European football. I think if you're going for the pedigree of the kind of managers that you want to be at Spurs,
Mhm.
they're not gonna see like they're gonna wait it out and see like, are you gonna even get European football?
Mhm.
Because we all know that it's Daniel Levy is a tough chairman to work with. Like he does not want to invest.
Mhm.
He's an ass, man.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like hopefully now without European football, he's gonna feel the pinch. I mean,
Mhm.
because with the outlay that they have for the stadium, the financial outlay, it's gonna come back to bite him sooner or later,
Mm.
right? You can only earn so much money from Amazon TV series.
Yeah.
you have and
you know.
at the rate that they got rid of Mourinho,
Yep.
then they got rid of Conte.
Conte, yeah.
They are still
Well,
paying,
to be fair, though, Conte got rid of himself. But yeah.
but they still had to pay out their the clauses for
I
sacking the
say at
managers.
least
Yeah.
Mourinho, they still have to pay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And look at what Mourinho is doing with Roma. I feel like that
Back
was
to
what
back European finals,
Yeah.
2
Yep.
seasons in a row.
with
Yeah.
a team that is not, which I feel has less talent. Like no offense to the Roma team, and also no offense to the Serie A, but when you compare to, like, you have the likes of Son Heung-min, you have Harry Kane, Richarlison, right? You have Ivan Perisic, a hell of a left foot.
Less talent means less egos, to be honest.
Probably.
You're not wrong, but
Mm.
especially an ego as big as Mourinho's, I feel like
Yeah.
that would have caused issues at Spurs. But
Mhm.
Mourinho managed to make it work at Man U with like all the other egos there. So they won the Europa League
For a
in the
while,
end.
then
Yeah.
after that, it
Well, I mean,
started,
season 1, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And then after that, the Glazer's gonna Glazer. So yeah.
Yeah, so like that's why I feel like they're not gonna go anywhere, because they don't have European football. They're not gonna. I feel like they're gonna end up being stuck with Ryan Mason. If not, you know who I feel like they're most probably gonna sign? Graham Potter.
I feel honestly, right, to me,
Yeah, I guess.
is I feel like this opportunity that Spurs has, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look at it on the positive side of things.
Mm-hmm.
Them not having European football might be a positive for them to rebuild themselves.
Like kind of like Arsenal, I guess.
Kinda, because you see,
Kinda,
the thing
yeah.
is, this obsession with getting to European football.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not the Champions League, you shouldn't be talking about it. To be honest,
Yeah.
as a big club mentality, I wouldn't want
Well,
myself as.
Is
I wouldn't
Spurs,
mind.
are
wouldn't mind
Spurs
my
a
team.
big club though? That's the question here. I mean, they've styled themselves as a member of the top 6, but the thing is that are they run like a big club?
They're just there
Do
by
they-
association.
Yeah,
Yeah, but okay, so like, you know, like not a big club, but having a big
yeah.
club mentality. It
Yeah.
might not be a big club, but you want to be a competing club. You want to be
Mm.
somewhere that challenges.
Yeah.
If I was a chairman, if I'm not getting Champions League football,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want Europa Conference. Honestly, Europa League, us is like, to be honest, is it really competitive? I don't think so. Sevilla is in the finals
Again.
again. Yeah,
Again.
just go and look at Sevilla's record in La Liga.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't feel it's taken serious. Like, Europa is not a serious competition. To be honest, the Conference League is worse. Like, it's just there to like show like, oh, we're giving other people a chance. It's not that good, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really a good place you want to be playing football. If you're Spurs and you want to better yourself, why would you want to be in a Conference League?
And I think going back to that comparison that we had with like Arsenal, like Arsenal at least we know has an identity of like, yeah, they trust youth players. They have
Yeah.
a strong academy that backs it. Spurs doesn't have any of that. They don't have. Yeah, if you cannot bring in players, that's fine. But you need to have a steady
strong academy.
Yeah, strong
Yeah,
academy.
yeah, yeah.
Arsenal has that. Spurs doesn't have that. So where do you go? You can't build players because you don't have enough players in your academy. Your last big academy guy was Harry Kane.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
Oliver Skip.
Oliver Skip. What happened to him? Huh? Yeah.
He's still playing, right?
Yeah, he's still playing. You know,
and
it's
like
a bit sarcastic
you
there.
don't,
But yeah.
you don't have the resources to bring in players, let alone a manager. Yeah.
No, that's why I'm saying they should follow that. I wouldn't mind. I think the best bet is getting Graham Potter in,
Mhm.
because like,
Who works on who has shown that he
Yes,
can work on a limited
limited
budget.
resources, limited budget.
Yeah. Improves
Don't
the
really
players.
have a
Yeah.
like Brighton doesn't really have a strong youth system.
Hell of a scouting network.
Yeah,
though, so
but
yeah.
you see, the thing is like Spurs need to tap into that. They have to go and get players that are off the radar. Not really many people know that.
Mhm.
Bring them in and start to nurture them, and also, but at the same time, have to keep them, because I think for the longest time, like Spurs had very good talent, like scouts. Like they did well. Bale, they got Modric.
Ericsson.
But all of them they
Ericsson
shipped off
is another
because
one. Yeah.
then Levi always wanted money.
Yeah.
I seen that's the problem why Spurs are where they're at now, because they rather take the money from how much they make from the players,
Yeah.
like from sales, than keeping the players and competing
Yeah.
against the big clubs. Like they're more of like run like a business instead of a football club. So that's where the problems for Spurs are, and it's a big transfer window for Harry Kane. A lot of big decisions for him to make, because
Mhm.
to be honest, his football clock is running out.
Mhm.
Only maybe left. How old is he? 31? 30.
He'll be turning 30 in July.
So 30. Prime years, maybe 2 or 3 left.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4 is very big, really being nice, but I think 2 or 3.
Yeah.
For me, if he doesn't
Mhm.
leave Spurs, he is a very bad man. I wouldn't want him.
Mentality.
Yeah, mentality is
wise.
off.
Yeah.
Because he had so many chances to leave. Okay, people say, oh, they offer him good money,
Mhm.
but as a player, I always reiterate on this, like, if you know you're that good, you want to push yourself further.
Yeah.
You reached the peak of like what Spurs can offer you.
Mhm.
Like that's all you're gonna get.
Yeah.
You went to the Champions League final, didn't win it.
Mhm.
Tried to win. I think they competed quite well. In that
Well, under
season,
Poch,
yeah.
they did. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Mm.
you didn't make it, but you push yourself, go to somewhere that can give you a way better chance of competing for trophies
Mhm.
again. Because if you stay at Spurs,
You're never gonna
your
win
prime
anything.
years are gonna be wasted.
I-
honestly.
Yeah.
I wonder to a certain extent whether Daniel Levy has sort of gaslit Harry Kane and like promising him like, oh no, we're gonna bring the players to support you. We're gonna bring
I
this
think
to
that's
the next level.
I believe that's what happened.
Yeah.
Like he always bought into him. I think that's the only good thing like I see
Yeah.
from Harry Kane. Like the loyalty he shows to Spurs
Mm.
is unmatched.
But
And I
Spurs
know
have
he's,
let him down though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they really have, because I think like every time. See, the problem is right. They sack Conte. Conte left. Now we have a new manager. So for example, they get like a Nagelsmann. For example, they'll propose this whole project like, hey, believe in Nagelsmann. We're gonna give him all the resources.
Yeah.
We're gonna do something,
Mhm.
and then it fails,
Yeah.
and there's 1 year gone, and then
Yep.
another one year gone. Next thing you know, he's 35, 1-0.
I feel like
Yeah.
that's why he's here in this position now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm.
He always believed in the process that Levi showed him like, we can get all
Yeah.
this, and him being, I feel like he's very humble, and he loves the club so much, and
Mhm.
he believes that okay, maybe I'll give it another try.
Yeah.
Like how many times do you have to? I think he's been played out too many times for him to
Mhm.
stay. He has to go.
Yeah.
He really has to
Yeah.
go.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. If we'll see what's gonna happen with Harry Kane in the summer. Word on the street is that the main clubs that are in for him are Bayern Munich and Manchester United, right? So yeah, do you think he'll go to Bayern or go to United
I feel like he's the kind who might want to stay in England.
and beat Shearer's record?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think like I think you've touched on this before about like he's just interested in personal accolades. And
Yeah.
I mean like he's at the point is like what else can he do? Spurs is not going to bring him the titles that he needs, so might as well just
Okay,
yeah.
what do you think? United or Bayern? These
How
are the-
far is he? Very far away from Shearer's record? I don't think so, right?
He is 2 good goal scoring seasons away. He's on 206 right now. Shearer's record is 250.
I think he definitely stays in England. I think
Mm.
like Bayern, if he goes to Bayern, even though he wins something, even if he wins the Bundesliga at Bayern, everybody will just say like, oh, it's not because he's good. It's just that Bayern wins it every year, and they won it 11 times in a row already.
Mm.
So like, I think it's more of a retirement. I think if he goes to Bayern when he's 35,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like he should stay in the Premier League and prove that he can do it and win the Premier League.
Yeah.
I think the only viable club he should be going for should be Manchester United, because
Yeah.
I think no way he's going to Arsenal, given his loyalty and allegiance to Spurs.
Yeah.
Chelsea is also not, because it's all in London.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
only one is Manchester United, or maybe wildly enough,
Mm-hmm.
Newcastle come calling, nobody knows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's those two, because
But
the other two clubs in London, he's no way he's gonna tarnish his reputation by moving to Spurs, from Spurs to another London club.
Yeah.
No way.
and it's not even a case of like Robin van Persie going to Man United. Like they're just at the end of the day you're rivals, but you're not like. I feel like that derby hatred, that same city hatred,
Mm.
will like if he does move to
Another London
another
club.
London club, I think like
Yeah.
his legacy.
It's gonna tarnish him.
Mm.
Like Van Persie to United was wild because of how big the rivalry between Arsenal and United
Was
So like
Mm.
that one's really, but this is like, if he goes from Spurs to United, nobody cares.
Yeah.
Because Spurs and United don't have a rivalry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean
I mean
that's the
it's
only
it's
thing
just
you do.
Tottenham.
Yeah. Lads, it's Tottenham, yeah. Just to fact check myself there. Alan Shearer is on 260. Harry Kane is on 213. So he
It's
is
quite close.
But 2
47
seasons.
goals behind Alan Shearer.
2 more seasons and he's done.
Two
He'll
more
break
seasons.
it. I'm
Yeah.
confident.
If he
he'll
goes
break
to
it,
United,
yeah.
he'll break it, yeah.
No,
Okay.
if he stays at Spurs, he'll break it as well.
Yeah.
Like, Spurs won't win anything. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
You might as well break it while having some medals, right?
Yeah, if you're Harry Kane, which one's more important? Like having a Premier League title or just breaking a record? Or you can be like,
Well, here's the
Gerrard.
thing. It's like, even if, for example, you know, he doesn't break in the next 2 seasons and he's like in decline when he's 34, 35, if he's good enough, they'll keep him around and
Yeah.
he'll have more than enough opportunities to score. Okay, guys, we're running a bit long, so let's move it a bit. A word. This is one of the few occasions in Premier League history where all 3 promoted teams have survived the drop.
Wow.
Fulham in 10th, Bournemouth in 15th, and Nottingham Forest in 16th, right? Yeah. Forest with their scattergun. And all 3 have achieved it in wildly different ways, right? Fulham have actually come out and played football, right? And really put a good account of themselves. Marco Silva. Also, you know, possibly in the running for a bigger job further down the line. Who knows? Bournemouth just being typical English Championship club, tough to beat, organised in defence, and again, Forest just will buy anyone.
But shout out to Awoni though.
Awoni.
Awoni,
Yeah.
mama,
I can't get his name right. Okay.
Awoni.
Let's.
Yeah, need it.
How do you spell that?
Ni.
Awoni.
Yep.
Awoni. Taiwo Awoni.
Awoni.
Yeah.
Monster.
Try saying that 6 times too fast. Go on.
Like talking about Bournemouth, Gary O'Neill, what a job he's done.
Oh yes.
Oh,
And
yes,
the confidence the board has showed
Yes.
to not only Gary O'Neill but also to Steve Cooper.
Yes.
Nothing for us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
giving him trusting them.
Mm.
I feel like that's lacking in the modern game. Like you see, the trust can go far. You know, like they stayed up.
Mm-hmm.
Bournemouth and Nottingham, everybody had them at the start of the season.
Yeah.
At the bottom, I think
Yeah.
Fulham is the only one they all thought would just stay up,
Mm.
but not Bournemouth and Nottingham. Especially Bournemouth. I
Forest,
think
though.
Bournemouth is the wildest one because they didn't make much signings. They kept that
That
core.
core
core.
of their team
Yeah.
from last
Yeah.
year, and then everybody's like, "Wow, this team can't compete in the Premier League."
Very well organized, very well
And
drilled.
I think
Enough
the consensus
goals.
regarding Bournemouth was that they were just they weren't going to spend much money and they were just going to try their best
They
to survive.
couldn't
Yeah.
because
It's
mean-
like what you call in the NBA, they're a small market team,
Yeah.
right? And money's hard to come
But
by
they
for
do
them.
have Marcus Tavernier in their team though.
Actually, the reason why they didn't spend money was because they didn't want. I think I read an article somewhere. They were preparing themselves to actually
Get
go
relegated.
down
Yeah.
because they didn't want to go and put all their butt and go down again, and then oh shit, we got
That's
money.
fair. Yeah.
But given their resources now,
Yeah.
maybe Gary O'Neill can make some signings. They
Mm.
stayed up. They're gonna have money, and they have money from last year.
yeah.
I mean, you can get some.
Wouldn't
few
the
good
blue-
English players in?
Wouldn't the blueprint in this situation be a club like Brighton?
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, who like, you know, okay, we won't spend too much money in our first season up. We might go back down again, so let's not go crazy. But then it's like, okay, we're a bit
Stayed
more
up, yeah.
established, you know, and then pour money instead of into players, but like not only into players, but pour money into that scouting department,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
data analytics department, and find the right players for
infrastructure,
you.
Yeah.
You know, because you can't imagine someone like Mitoma, for example, being signed by, Arsenal or Manchester United at that stage of his career.
Yep.
You know, but like Brighton took a punt on him, and he's probably been one of their best players.
That's why the
throughout
team
season.
I'm worried about for next year
Mm-hmm.
is Newcastle because Newcastle bought over the scout from Brighton.
Yes.
That's why the
yes.
way that Newcastle is going about their business is
Mhm.
not wild with the new influx of money they've gotten. They're
Mhm.
still calm
Yeah.
and they're seeing what they can do to
Yeah.
make the best of what they have. And you can see following that blueprint of not just spending
Mm-hmm.
gets you somewhere. Like Brighton 6.
Mm.
Newcastle didn't spend much for how much they have for
I think their biggest spending was just on Alexander Isaac.
Isak.
Yeah.
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 Isak and
Isak,
it's like nothing to worry
who had
from.
assist
yeah.
of the season for me actually. His dribble, and everything in Everton, that was amazing. But anyway, sorry, please continue.
Yeah, I mean like Nottingham.
Hmm.
The worry for me next year is like they bought so many players. I mean, maybe it's a good thing, maybe a bad thing because they don't have to spend now. Maybe they get the time to gel these players in.
Yeah.
But
But you also have to consider
Yeah.
that maybe a lot of these players are like they might have staying up bonuses. Like if they're safe from relegation, they play their
I
part.
guess so.
They,
Yeah.
you know,
I mean,
that might be a huge draw on a huge drain on their finances as well. But you know, yeah, all three promoted teams have honestly done well.
Yep.
Yeah. And now to the teams who are not going to be surviving the Premier League next season. One of whom is going to be Everton. Boo. Yeah. Southampton relegation was confirmed 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I don't know, a week ago. They'll be joined by Leeds. Yay. And Leicester. Boo. The Leicester one's tough.
yep.
Yeah, that was sad. I mean, Premier League champions just 7 years ago. Now relegation. FA Cup final in between the two events.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perhaps I can ask you guys here, where do you think it went wrong? Just pick one moment in the season where it went wrong or was the turning point for each of these three clubs.
For Leicester, it has to be when Brendan Rodgers left.
Okay.
Yep. I feel can't be bringing in Dean Smith, to be honest. Not a proven guy. Was in Norwich.
Yeah.
And the problem with that was he wasn't even doing well in Norwich. Why would you bring a guy that is not even doing well in the Championship
Mm-hmm.
and come and manage a club to make them afloat? No way. Leeds. Wow. I don't know where Leeds went wrong, to be honest.
Think
They have a good squad. I don't think their squad deserves, like, it should be going down. It's maybe the direction, I guess.
I think that letting go of Calvin Phillips like disrupted the balance in their team, and like they couldn't build up from the midfield well enough, and they didn't have a good goal scorer. Like Patrick Bamford had the highest expected goals, but didn't score a single goal until like after the World Cup.
I don't think the Calvin Phillips one was the one, because I think they have Liam Cooper, is it something? The centre back, which is the club captain. I think the loss of Rafinha was I think that's the biggest point, because I think last year he really helped that attack a lot.
Well, they lost two big players, Calvin
Yeah.
Phillips and Rafinha. So,
But Calvin,
yeah.
I feel like Tyler Adams.
Mm.
I feel like Tyler Adams plays like Calvin Phillips, to be honest. It's just that the reason they went down is they didn't score goals. You watch them play against Manchester United. You watch them play against the good. They create so many chances, but the ball doesn't go in the back of net, and that's what matters in football.
Yeah.
You can create 1,000 chances. If you don't score, the other team just creates one and scores, you lose.
Yeah.
So Southampton, too many changes in that. They changed their coach as well. The new coach didn't manage to get control of that whole environment. Like, still struggled. They were playing 1 week. They couldn't get the consistency. I think Southampton struggled with consistency. Like some of the games they'll turn up playing very well, but I don't know, some games they're like missing. Like the team. I think that the team had given up on themselves a long time ago. So I mean, a lot of players will leave. I'm scared. My worry for those three teams, especially Leicester and Southampton, is like, okay, maybe Leicester. Southampton has a good youth system, so I'm not really worried for them. But Leicester might be going down that route of like Portsmouth and that. It might be that because they're gonna lose a lot of players, and they
a lot of players are out of contract as well.
and they're just gonna crumble.
For Leicester.
So, and the owners might cut their losses and just, because I don't see them. They're gonna lose bulk of their players, and then it's like the same when Portsmouth went down. They just continuously went down because it's the same thing as Leicester. Most of the players were shipped off because they were very good players, and then they were left with old and aging squad. So we can't expect much, and they don't really. Leicester doesn't have a good youth system. So where is the players going to come in? Are they going to spend, or are the owners will say no? Just make do with what you have. Your team is strong enough to compete.
Yeah, to like add to your point, like you look at Leicester, you got James Maddison, Harvey Barnes, and once they're definitely gonna want to.
Yeah, they're probably gonna end up being sold. So
If you look at the first squad, the first team, goalkeeper will stay. Ward is ass. He'll stay. Left back is Justin James. He will shift off. He's good. Ward Fowles and Harry Suter. They just bought Harry Suter.
Yeah.
I think the Wood Fowles might go back to another team in Europe, in France or something. Right back Castagna will leave. And Didi, Tillemans,
gone.
they're not going to play in the Champions.
Yeah.
They are way better.
Yeah.
Harvey Barnes off.
Yeah.
Tillemans, Madison off. Petson Daka off.
Person Dakar definitely, yeah.
Iheanacho.
Iheanacho off.
Mm.
Their backup. Who's that guy? On the right. Babacar Sumare.
Yeah.
Better than the Championship. A lot of their players are way better in the Championship and wouldn't want to be playing in the Championship unless a guarantee they're gonna say. I don't think it's not easy. The Championship is not an easy place. It's not an easy place. It's really a pit.
Yeah.
And he plays so many games, So from that squad, I'm afraid. I'm really afraid for Leicester. Like they just become one of those teams that crumble all the way down.
Okay. Oh, well, sad actually. Again, from Premier League champions, FA Cup winners. Not to forget, just last season, they were UEFA Conference League semi-finalists, losing to Jose Mourinho's Roma.
Yeah.
And now relegation. So, yeah, hopefully they'll be okay.
Yeah.
I guess that sort of wraps it up for all the teams that are here in the Premier League. Shall we have a quick look at the teams that have been promoted?
Luton Town. Class act, man. Wow, Luton Town.
Okay, so we have Burnley.
Yep.
We have Luton.
Sheffield United.
We have Sheffield United. Quick thoughts right now on the three of them. Are they staying up or are they going down next season?
Ooh.
Sheffield and Luton. I don't think they stay up. I think Burnley can
Burnley,
stay up.
man.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with that. Yep.
I think Luton are gonna do from the money that they earn from getting promotion. I think it's gonna help the club greatly. I think it's not. They're gonna be stuck in a quandary. Do you upgrade your facilities? I mean, it's not even confirmed whether they can even play in their own home stadium.
Yeah, because apparently it's not up to code.
Yeah. So the ref is gonna have to do VAR in somebody's living room.
Yeah.
But yeah. The other one was Sheffield.
Sheffield United. Yeah.
Sheffield United have notoriously just gone up and down every time they
yo-yo
they
club.
get
Yeah.
promoted,
Okay.
Burnley
Didn't run well.
I think Burnley will have a chance
company
of
is
staying up.
doing wonders with that club, and I feel like they will do well.
As long as companies at Burnley, they will continue to do well. It's only the problems they leave.
Plus, they have the greatest Dutch striker of all time returning to the next season. Wout Weghorst shall be returning to Burnley.
I'm just scared for Luton because they're gonna get a lot of money.
Yeah.
I really
Will they
hope,
spend it wisely?
No, I really hope the owners don't take it as their bonus.
Yeah.
And reinvest it in the club, because we've seen this happen a lot of times. Like teams that don't expect it to go into the Premier League, after that they just get relegated and start crumbling again. Because instead of reinvesting the club, they all put it in their pockets because we gave the climb all the way up, but now it's our turn to receive some.
But I think Luton is a very grassroots club, so I don't think that.
I think.
Yeah, I really hope so, because we've seen it a lot in English football.
Yeah,
like this kind of things happening. Like, oh wow, they made it, and next thing you know, they're back in third division.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. I think not gonna disagree with any of these points raised. Yeah, but I think Luton, if they manage to get Kenilworth Road up to code before the season starts, probably that's where they're gonna be using the first lump of money that they're gonna get.
Yeah. Yep.
Kenilworth Road is an proper old school stadium. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see Premier League teams go there next season.
They won't be able to play there, and that's another problem. The EPL will force them, and the Premier League will force them to build a stadium, and instantly they'll be put into debt.
Yeah.
Either that, or they will, if they're wise about it and they play somewhere else while they upgrade their current stadium.
Yeah, just play at the London Stadium. That place is.
I mean, it's so empty. It's so empty. They could have like two teams playing there.
Or the Etihad.
Sorry, the Empty Hut? No, Etihad. Sorry. Yeah, okay. Sorry, misheard you there. Okay, guys. Last one as well for the season. Your hero and villains of the week.
I'm going to start this.
Yeah.
My hero of the week, Decore.
It was a goal worthy of the drama of beating relegation.
Yeah, I guess.
If he takes that shot 1,000 times, he's missing 999 times.
Yeah.
It's written. It's a script. It's a Hollywood script.
Yeah. And actually,
it's a Hollywood script that's for a B movie. But yeah.
And to add to that, in the second half, Bournemouth had the exact same opportunity, shot from outside that was gonna go in, and Jordan Pickford made a hell of a save.
By Matthias Vina. But that one, that was different. But the Korea is just The way he struck the ball, like it's so
he,
sweet, man.
he
Yeah,
put
yeah.
his like he
He put his life on
yeah like
His heart and soul into that
Yeah,
shot. Yeah.
everything else, man. Like, okay, that's my hero of the week. I think the villain of the week was, it's quite simple, to be honest. It's Leeds.
Mm-hmm.
The whole team, like, try your best, guys. Come on, man. Like,
Losing
it's
for
your
one
last
to,
game. At least
yeah.
give the fans like
Mm.
show some fight. Like they just went there and
Rolled over.
at
Yeah.
home.
Yeah.
At home, they gave them a home game to like the last push to win back the hearts of some of the fans. You could see that at the end of the game,
Mm.
the Leeds fans were furious.
Yeah.
I could see some hand signs. Everything was going up, and I feel they deserve to get that
Yeah.
because
Mm.
if you lose 2-1 to Spurs at home on the last, okay, you tried. Not 4, man. Come on, and they conceded in the second minute. Is it?
Yeah.
Nah. Get down
Okay.
and don't come back up.
Okay. Cool. Farid, your heroes and villain of the week.
I'm not gonna copy Russell's Dokore. So my hero is actually gonna be Granit Xhaka. I think
Okay.
okay. The thing
This is
about
a bit out of
Xhaka
left
was
field,
like for
okay.
no okay. He did score 2 goals against Wolves, but then the thing he scored a hat trick actually. Did he score a hat trick?
Huh? What am I
Oh no,
missing?
2 goals. 2 goals. Yeah, I thought he
Oh,
scored.
I wasn't watching
But
that.
if you were to go rewind the clock to like
Shit,
about
he's
4
got
years ago,
Mhm.
Granit Xhaka was hated by the Arsenal fans.
Yeah.
Like he was made a scapegoat for a lot of the things that were wrong with the
Mhm.
club.
Yeah.
But now they're pretty much singing his name. That he has grown to become the captain for the club. Like, okay, that is not Martin Odegaard because Martin Odegaard is their first choice captain. But
Yeah.
like in terms of like that figurehead, that senior player in the team, Xhaka has somehow, I don't know what to call it, miraculously or not. But then like he didn't concede the red card this season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, did he?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think
Xhaka.
he did against I think he did, no? But this just epitomizes how Arsenal fans are. Watch this happen.
Mm-hmm.
Clip this, Arsenal lose their first 3 games, they want Arteta out. I know how Arsenal fans are. Just watch this. Even how good a season he had this year, he loses his first 3 games, they're all calling for his head. Same like Xhaka, they're all calling for his Sunny. Oh my god, I love Xhaka.
Yeah.
You hate him. You were saying nasty things about him 4 years ago. You're cursing him and his family. I know, I've seen very wild. Suddenly, he deserves to be praised. Nah. This is how all the Arsenal fans act. And I'm calling this Arteta loses his first 3 games, you're calling for his head. And don't tell me you're not. Because that's how you all wanted Arteta out a long time. Now you're saying trust the process.
Yeah.
We're hearing a lot of things about the
Okay.
process a while back.
Yeah, so to get back to the point, no red card for Xhaka, only 4 yellow cards for Xhaka this season.
that's
According to
good,
Premier League website, it says 5. So yeah, five yellow cards for the season.
Okay.
Couldn't
Oh
be-
yeah, this might
couldn't-
not be updated.
Yeah, PremierLeague.com.
Yeah.
I'm sure he got a yellow card yesterday, right? Just
Yeah,
to complete
that's
the
most
set.
probably the case. But yeah, so that's my hero, Granit Xhaka. Just like a bit of like redemption in his career.
Yeah.
Villain, yeah, I think Leeds, like they had to show up. Like Everton showed up.
Leicester
showed
showed up.
Leicester
Yeah.
showed up.
Leicester showed up. Leeds did
Yeah.
not.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's sad also to see like they were when they got promoted playing Bielsa ball.
Yeah.
Like they were like just taking the league by storm. Like
Mm.
like nobody, like no other team were playing overlapping centre backs.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it's
I mean, they don't do it for a reason,
Yeah,
but you
I
know,
know
they
who-
were
I
doing
know
it.
who
Yeah.
does it.
who
That Lasso.
and they were playing a 4-2-2-2. How many
Two.
twos are there?
No, there's only 3.
There's three twos,
Yeah,
yeah.
4-2-2-2
They're playing
formation.
extra 2, that's why they did
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So and like to go from that and like okay, Bielsa had a rough run of results and maybe it was really time to move him on. But then to bring on Jesse March and then for him to just shit the bed in and like they had like you
Yeah.
said, they have quite a talented team on their
They do.
on their hands, yeah.
Mhm.
So it's just it's sad to see that on the final day, like for you to even just show something. They're playing at home.
Yeah.
The Jesse March
exactly.
problem, you can't bring a guy that calls it soccer to play football. Soccer.
Even Ted Lasso calls it football, you know?
Now.
Yeah.
Not
no,
soccer.
Yeah. Jason Sudeikis calls it football as well.
Yeah, but
so, yeah.
that's another one. Like Jesse March, I think the next job he'll get was in the Major League Soccer.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Who are my hero and villain of the week? Okay, my hero of the week,
Just say it.
No.
Everyone
hero-
wants you to
Admit
say
it.
My
Admit it.
hero of the week.
No.
No, not him. No, absolutely not. No, my hero of the week is actually, it's more like a recognition of the season that he's had. It's Ollie Watkins, whose goal was eventually the difference between Villa not being in the Europe and Villa being in Europe. So he's come in leaps and bounds this season.
Yep.
If it wasn't for Rashford having the season he's having, Ollie Watkins would probably be much more talked about compared to the kind of press that he's getting right now. So hero of the week for me, Ollie Watkins. My villain of the week is Abdullah Decore. Because dear God, man,
He can't be a villain.
he can be a villain. He can
What
be
did
a
he
villain.
do? He's an anti-hero.
No, he's a villain because he kept Everton up, which is like not what I wanted from this weekend. Yeah.
You're gonna eat your words when you see Everton go for a European run next season. I mean,
Well, first they have to qualify for Europe, so that won't be next season.
no, as in a run for the European spots.
No way.
Under Sean Dyche
Yeah, Dyche ball.
ball.
Let's make a quick bet. How long do you think Dash will last next season? How many games?
If Moshiri is still there,
How many
I
games? How many
doubt
games? Just
that
how many
Dyche
games?
makes it past Christmas.
Past Christmas.
Yeah.
10 games.
I was thinking 8. I'm. This is not going to.
Okay, so this is why Everton is hero for you guys, simply because you all need a banter club, like a ready-made banter club for next season.
No, that's Spurs.
Spurs,
Spurs are not going anywhere.
Arsenal, Everton, all on the same boat. Yeah.
Good lord, yeah. All right, okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that has been our end of season review for the 2022-2023 season. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you're wondering what's here in front of you, you are seeing the collection of Maestro cards, okay? We are going to be launching our challenge very soon for the 4 remaining cup finals. That means Europa League,
Champions
FA Cup,
League.
Champions League, and UEFA Conference League finals. Okay, so stay tuned for details about the particular contest that's coming up very, very soon. You'll be seeing his face as he announces what the challenge is going to be. You're going to be in the running to be able to win yourself one of these limited edition, only 100 of them printed out of each one in the entire world. We're only printing out 100, we're not printing anymore. You could get your hands on one of these cards if you get those predictions right. So stay tuned, and we'll see you guys for our end of season awards. Bye bye.
See ya.